Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. You can't believe this one, but I can believe it. I have been talking about it for some time, and there is the reluctance for the United States to have its F-16s fight in Ukraine against the Russians. Reluctance, you might ask, why? F-16 after all, right? Well, I think they are afraid to be, as I said many times, shut down and embarrassed. Why? Because before Russia, the F-16s were used in countries that really did not have a power to overwhelm them. I'm talking about Iraq, I'm talking about Yugoslavia, Libya, and even in Libya, these guys instituted a no-fly zone, so Gaddafi could not fly his planes, but NATO could to fly theirs. It was such a racket over there. So now the Pentagon comes and tells us why they will not probably send F-16s, or at least give us some how should I put it, some second thoughts. Maybe we should not send the F-16s, and you would not believe the reason provided. But hey, I will provide that reason from the horse's mouth right here. Battlefield conditions in Ukraine, and I'm quoting, not ideal for F-16s, Pentagon says. The new Voice of Ukraine reports. So, the battlefield conditions in Ukraine are not ideal for F-16s, Pentagon? What does that mean? Remember when I was mocking them and saying, hey, they can fly only if it's a certain kind of temperature, wind speed, if the temperature is right, the angle is okay, all those things, maybe the temperature about 50 degrees, the wind below 5 miles per hour, things like this. Remember? They're not ideal. What do you mean ideal? When you go in a war, are you waiting for the ideal situation to defend your country? Or to attack? This is unbelievable, and a lot of people will say, yeah, there's no ideal. Well, that's the whole purpose. Do you think when those AK-47s in Vietnam went in the jungle in the hands of the Viet Cong, they were in the ideal location, or how battlefield? Yeah, battlefield conditions are not ideal. Excuse me, sir, I can't go. My AK-47 vetoed my decision to go today and go. What do you think? That's the whole purpose, as I said many times, of a weapon, to be reliable, to work and be reliable. Get the job done as it's intended. This is for me to see. Oh, you. Hey, how are you? You. That's the one thing, and the other one, I don't want to put it here. When I take it off, breaks. I want it to be reliable. I want it to last long. For the purpose of doing here. Of course, it's so flimsy and so on, but hey, supposedly it's fantastic. Whatever. So far, still here. I didn't abuse it, this one. But F-16s are supposed to go over there. You're gonna lose. You're gonna expect to lose them in a fight. That's a fight. That's a war. I think that's what it is. They're afraid, as I said many times, because here, in this war, and in many others, in the past, I don't know, maybe 30 years, there's a commercial. The wars, besides other reasons, are an opportunity for the weapons manufacturing companies to advertise their product. That's what it is. Look when and they have different how do you call them, salespersons, or people who are just the people. Hey, buy one get one free, and that's Ukraine right now. They say everything is excellent. The American weapons are fantastic. Have you ever heard them saying, oh, you know what? Actually, the HIMARS sucks. The Patriot suck. The F-16 would suck. No. And you might say, well, because they don't. All right. So one reason is why these guys are not sending their F-16s over there. Not ideal. That what? It's not like a rusty army on the other side. And it's a, let's say, comparable army that you're going to face. You're going to face real competition. It's not going to be Mike Tyson fighting a toddler anymore. It's going to be Mike Tyson fighting, Holyfield. Is that what it's going to be? I think so. So let's look into this article a little bit here and see what they say. The U.S. Department of Defense has assessed that the situation on the front lines in Ukraine is not ideal. It doesn't have to be for the use of F-16 fighter jets. Safety first, how about that? Safety first, this is the American motto now. Safety first. When I drive, when I'm in the traffic and I see a company's truck, or a little van, and on its back it says, its sticker says, safety is my goal. No, safety is not your goal. Your goal is money. That's why you're over there. You're not over there for safety, because if it were safety, you would get no money. You say, well, I don't need any money, because my goal is to be safe here. I'm going to drive, work, then be safe. Shut the hell up. With the safety thing, we wouldn't have had, I don't know, Captain Cook or Magellan or Christopher Columbus and other, explorers. We would be still on that little territory, probably in Africa, and look for our, whatever. So no, we will not be there because of being safe. Because we're not. We put the safety to the side. We started exploring, inventing, trying things. Otherwise, as I said, we will be still where supposedly we all come from. So let me tell you a little story about this. It's not ideal. I told this story a few times already, but it's when I was younger, when I was teenager and so on. You have you sometimes get in fights or get in arguments with people wherever you are in the neighborhood and so on. And sometimes you were getting ready to fight, and the other person would say, "No, I don't want to fight you." And so, what the hell? And he said, "Well, I don't feel like fighting now, or I'm not in a mood. It's not the right time." What? Bum, bum, bum. That's the right time. When I say it's the right time, I mean, you got to be prepared all the time. It's not like, you know what? I cursed you, I cursed your mom, and I said everything yesterday, but right now that you caught me here alone, it's not the right time to fight, okay? It's the right time to fight, never. And start running. So, okay, it's not the ideal time. I think these are just, they will receive F-16s, but just the idea, just that they will bring this justification. Oh, it's not the ideal time. It's not supposed to. When the ideal time is when it's peace. That's the ideal time. Is this what they're looking for? I don't think so. They have to sell a lot of planes. And unfortunately, I don't know why they try to hide this F-16. It's already decommissioned. It's already on the way out. It was designed in 1976 or something like that. So it's an old fighter jet. Yes, updates, upgrades, blah, blah, blah. Still, I mean, you can have adds on, but at the original state is the same plane if you look at it. Yeah, you can improve certain things, but then it's not the F-16. Nevertheless, even the Americans don't want to use it anymore. They upgrade it, that's for sure. So it's not the ideal. Let's see what these guys are saying here. According to Seligman, Lieutenant General Douglas Sims, Director of Operations of Joint Chiefs of Staff, stated during a Pentagon briefing that the conditions on the battlefield are currently unlikely and not ideal for the use of F-16s. The wind blows too strongly tonight. This might change, but Russians have significant air defense. Oh, that's what it is. I'm not saying to send them, where you're going to be hit in the head like crazy, but, remember the Thermopyle? Or Thermopyle, or whatever you want to call it here anyway, the 300 Spartans and so on. They knew they would die. They could have retreated, but they didn't. Why? Because they had to fight. They had to make a point, they had to kill as many Persians as possible and so on. They knew. But hey, here, it's safe, let's go. Oh, the Persians are so numerous. Let's go. And many, many examples in this world, in our history. When, against all odds, you fought because you were defending your country. It seems like these guys are not defending the country. They are just, let's see, control here, not all here. What's this? It's not how you play soccer in a schoolyard. You play like for fun. You don't play like in a organized, club or something. Like go over there and kill yourself. It's not ideal, unlikely and not ideal. At the same time, the Pentagon noted that the course of combat actions may be affected by the transfer of M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine and the arrival of which is scheduled for this fall. Why do you think they send them only then? Why do you think they send they possibly, not probably, possibly send the Abrams 1 tanks only then. Why didn't they send them earlier? I don't know, before the Leopard 2 tanks. What do you think? They want to see how the Russians will adjust their tactics to destroy the Leopard 2 tanks. And after that, they say, okay, now we have to adjust to whatever their way of blowing the French, the German tank is. And then we come with ours. Remember Challenger 2, the British tank? Received special demands from the British military, the Ukrainians. Don't use it in risky operations. Use it over there. Keep it back so the Russians cannot. The same demands. Basically, don't engage the tank into real fight. Don't just use it where it wins. Don't use it where it might be blown up. The same thing with these guys. I mean, this is weasel tactic, but that's how advertising works, my friend. I think it's just for the purpose of advertising. I don't think it's anything else. I think the F-16 will perform as they always performed. The problem is the opponent, and the problem is they will be shut down. And then when they're going to be shut down, the Russians are going to advertise, hey, look, they're a piece of garbage. They're not a piece of garbage. It's just that that's happened in a war. But the advertisement shit is too much. The business, the industry is too strong. So the same with the Russians. Oh, this is the best, this is the best. I'm pretty sure they're all good, but the problem is the competition, in global competition of arms manufacturing companies. So yeah, that's not ideal. Wait when, I don't know, there's no more Russian and the Russians surrendered, and then you show up with your F-16s. Yeah, buddy, yeah. And then you make a few more stupid movies, like Hollywood does, where you destroy everybody else. Maybe, I don't know, Tom Cruise is going to make like 50 more. Or maybe Sylvester Stallone shows up. He's 1,000 years old as well, so he's going to make like 5 more Rambo. I'm going to kill you, yeah. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.